Welcome back to the racing program here, previewing the races for Los Alamitos Race Course for this weekend of It's Happy New Year. At the time of this recording is not just yet a new year, but welcome to the program. By the time these races are underway, it will be a brand new year there at Los Alamitos. So Happy New Year to all the racing fans.
Happy New Year, everybody.
And I got to give you a salute because last week you gave us a nice winner to end the card and race number 10 last night, and it was up the ladder, if I remember correctly, up the ladder on the outside post.
Yeah, he did it on his own.
Yep.
He broke a little slow. He drifted out, and he was just under a light hand shove throughout. He did it on his own. He likes to win. And he's a big-bodied horse. He's going to want to go further, so he's going to watch him in some upcoming derbies, I'm sure.
So we said either the boat was going to sink or float. Luckily, we floated. So we floated with up the ladder, getting a nice win. So as they say, Chris, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You went to the last race last week. You're taking us to the last race this week once again.
Yeah, I'm going to give a little bit of a medium-priced horse in this event a look. Capuino's Best, number 3 horse. Going to definitely have to beat the 5, the morning line favorite there in the famous Cartel Jess. It was very impressive when crushing with a little bit of trouble last time. But I'm going to give the look to Capuino's Best here. Nice little price, 9-2 on the program. But if you don't forget, this horse 34 nights ago was like heavily favored going into the gate off much trouble prior effort. Figured very, very strong, but got very fractious and actually broke through the gate. When they break through the gate, and then he broke pretty harshly away from the gate and through the gate, I take 15 off of a horse like that. So that moved his number forward a little bit with everything factored in. Don't forget, he broke through the gate. He won the gate prior. It's like 3-5, and then breaking through the gate, he went off at 2-1, and he still won rather easily. Broke good, kind of head cocked sideways, drifted out a little bit, and finished very strongly on home while drifting in near the wire. Earned a very impressive figure, and was another horse to watch off this effort.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewind it just a bit again because he was the outside post. So by this time, he broke through the gate. They're reloading this horse outside gate number 7. What did you see this night?
Yeah, he broke okay, kind of head cocked sideways and drifted in, and then kind of drifted out away from there as well. But I gave him like a 3/4 of a length low losing there, but finished very strongly on his own with his head cocked sideways while drifting in. This horse has got a ton of talent, and I think there's some bigger things for come for this horse. If he just mind his manners inside the 8, gonna definitely have to beat the 5, but his figure is right there with the horse with everything factored in on my numbers.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, this horse broke through the gate. He was maybe 3-5, 4-5 at the gate because he broke through the gate. His price ended up actually floating, so he got 2-1 that night, Chris. And now the question is, I like him as well, but the question is, what do you think about famous Cartel Jess off of that sharp win? Why do you think he's been off since October 2nd?
That's the only I'm concerned about. He's been away for 91 days.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only I'm concerned about. But he did it so very impressively. He broke good, kind of head high and in and brushed away from the gate. Lost about 3/4 of a length, but showed a huge run midway and finished very well on his own to crush a rather nice field. Don't forget, Gulfstream 650 was in that event, and this horse was very impressive off that effort. That's my only concern. Being away for the 91 days. But on the numbers, he's got a very solid figure in tonight's finale.
Yep, and you're going to get a good price on Capuino's Best, 9-2 on the morning line. And that is going to be the 10th event of the evening. That is going to be an allowance. They're going a distance of 350 yards in that event. All right, Chris, thanks again for the winner last week. Hopefully we do a little bit of a repeat. You go to the last race again with Capuino's Best. And that will be the first program of the new year at Los Alamitos on January 1st, this Saturday night. In addition to Los Al, are you tackling any other races or tracks for the Nightlines program?
Nope. The Lone Star is over. Evangeline Downs is their final night of the season is Thursday. So as far as simulcast, my simulcast season is over till Remington Park starts up. Louisiana Downs has quarter horses, but they run during the day at Louisiana Downs, like on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something along those lines. But as far as the simulcast primer, there is nothing until Remington Park.
All right, a little bit of a down season, but that means all hands on deck at Los Alamitos. So you can catch Christopher Wade's analysis each and every night during the paddock live through the Los Alamitos simulcast signal. All right, Chris, thanks so much. And we'll be looking for Capuino's Best in race number 10. That's the number 3 horse. We'll see you out there at Los Al.
We'll see you guys. Have a good night.
Racing fans, the traditional $2 pick six at Los Alamitos is always a great bet. On Sunday, November 7th, a one-night carryover of $14,000 led to an outstanding total pool of over $94,000. On Sunday, October 17th, a one-night carryover of $17,000 led to a total of over $110,000. And the payouts are tremendous, headed by a season-high payout of over $94,000 on May 21st. And remember, on Sunday nights when there's not a carryover, Los Alamitos will add $10,000 to the pick six pool.
Welcome back to the program. That's right. The Pick Six promo is still in effect on this on Sundays at Los Alamitos. We're going to talk about Sunday, and now pleased to be joined by the voice of Los Alamitos, Mr. Michael Wrona. Michael, how are you doing this evening?
Doing just fine, thank you, Jose. Happy New Year come Saturday.
That is correct. We're recording in 2021, but we're traveling to the future because we want to look to the future and hopefully predict a few winners for the January 1st card on Saturday night. So happy New Year in advance to all the fans. What race are you going to take us to take a look at?
Well, in the spirit of the new year, Jose, I thought let's just try and create a positive impression, set a positive tone for 2022, and try and get the first winner of the calendar year. So I'm looking at race number 1. A 1,000-yard maiden for 3-year-olds and up. I thought the debut performance of Adan Farias' filly More Than Pegasus was quite decent back in late November, and this looks like a good spot for her as she steps out for the second time, the first as a 3-year-old, and she gets Lasix and a nice jockey change here.
Yeah, she was the number 5 horse in this field of 6 back on November 28th, and she was just under 4-1 that night.
Yeah, she took some money by virtue of a bullet workout from the gate leading into the race. She's got dark blue colours. She was drawn 1 from the outside, but she's effectively on the far outside because the horse in gate 6 missed the start badly. So that's her down the extreme outside, taking up a position just off the pace in 3rd.
Yeah, and she settled into a good rhythm here, chasing that duo that was dueling out in the front end, and she did make a good 3-wide bid, and maybe the wide trip ended up costing her in the end because she only missed by a neck. But given that she was a first-time starter, I was impressed with how well she took the turn.
Yeah, she had a nice trip. I don't think there are any excuses for her defeat, but she went very close. She's looming up. She kept trying very hard right to the wire and was just edged in what was a really good 3-way finish. I'm anticipating a similarly good trip in this race on Saturday night, and if she can just move forward a little bit, I think she'll benefit from the hot Ricardo Ramirez jumping on board. And there's not a great deal of speed in the race. She began very fast on debut, eased off the pace by a couple of lengths. I think she can be in a very forward, prominent attacking role from the get-go in this race, and she should be pretty hard to beat. You've got Catfish Charlie, obviously, there running good races and getting into minor placings on several occasions, but, gee, he's had a few chances, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been the beaten favorite, 3-4 times at this exact level. So he's had plenty of opportunities. It feels like one of these days he's going to find the field to get that maiden diploma. But I'm with you. I think you got to give More Than Pegasus the benefit of the doubt that she's only raced once and she ran well enough that if any improvement is to be had, she should be tough there for Adan Farias. And you mentioned Ricardo Ramirez. He was probably the hottest rider you want to have on your mount in recent months at Los Al.
Exactly. I love him jumping on board. There's also a nice gate work on December 19 for More Than Pegasus. She has come back to work since that debut run. So I think it's all systems go. And again, I just want to try and set a positive tone for 2022. So let's try and get the money early on Saturday night.
I like the sound of that. And given that she's a newly turned 3-year-old, now she's adding LASIK for the first time. So maybe that's something to look forward to as well. And now the freshly turned 3-year-olds are going to be with the addition of LASIK, and she is one of those. All right. I like the tone. Michael. First race of the first new year. Hopefully start the meet with a winner. Michael, thanks very much for your insight, and we'll see you out there at Los Al this weekend.
Okay, all the best. Hooroo.
It's quarter horse girl power on the racetrack at Los Alamitos with the nation's best stakes schedule ever for fillies and mares. Our 2022 schedule will include 3 races in the quarter horse distaff division with a purse of $100,000 or more. And it all starts with the Grade 1 Charger Bar Handicap on Sunday, January 2nd. Sophomore fillies have the $500,000 Los Alamitos Oaks on March 26th. Plus, more than a dozen other top stakes races for fillies and mares. It's all about quarter horse girl power at Los Alamitos.
That is correct. Welcome back to the program. It is an updated schedule for the filly and mare division in Orlando. We're right upon it as we're going to kick off the season officially here with the Grade 1 Charger Bar.
Yeah, this weekend we'll have our first 2 stakes races for the fillies and mares. The first Grade 1 stakes race of the year with the Charger Bar on Sunday night, and 10 mares are in that race. So a really good field for the Charger Bar Handicap. And like we mentioned during these shows in the past few weeks, we've enhanced our schedule for the fillies and mares. And one of those enhancements is the undercard stakes race on Sunday night is the running of the $25,000 Dashingly Handicap. And the horsemen responded great to this race because we have 9 horses entered into the Dashingly Handicap. There's the Dashingly Stakes, Political Babble in there, Go to Girl, horse that won the dead heated for a stakes race late in the year. Just Fortunate was a recent winner. Terrifier is a Grade 1 runner. Famous Shining Star, really well-bred horse. And Chance It Now is also a stakes winner from last year. So these are the horses that will be in the Dashingly Stakes on Sunday, $25,000 purse. And we're going to see a lot of these types of races throughout the year, Jose. These for horses that might not be, right on the Grade 1 level right at that moment, but there's going to be a great opportunity for these horses to get some black type. That's very important for those mares in quarter horse racing in general, and an opportunity for them to make some money as well while getting that elusive stakes win for some of them.
Yeah, and we right off the bat, like you mentioned, a good support in the entry box with a good field there for the Dashingly. So that'll be part of that Sunday card, but the highlight event will be the Grade 1 Charger Bar.
And these are the horses entered to run in the Charger Bar, Jose, and trainer Juan Aleman has 3 runners in that group. You see Astronomical, a horse that Aleman trains, was moved up from second to first in the Las Damas Handicap, and he trained the horse that got disqualified in that one, Kiss Through Fire. Of course, Kiss Through Fire was going after her 5th stakes win of the meet. And she's the defending winner of the Charger Bar Handicap, and she returns to action in the Charger Bar. Juan Aleman also trains College Scandal, PCQHRA Breeders' Derby winner in there. And you see the field as well. Leah Carroll's a stakes winner. Linder 16 is an excellent horse. Reason to Fly MV, the winner of the Mildred Vessels Memorial Handicap, actually defeated Kiss Through Fire in that race. So a Grade 1 winner herself. Roving Kind was very, very consistent last year in this division. Sweet Expectations, another very consistent horse. So you see the 10 horses that will be going in the Charger Bar Handicap. These are mares 4 and up. So right off the bat, some really good action in this division here at Los Al, Jose. We actually had a chance to talk to Juan Aleman, who told us about how his 3 mares going into this race are doing. So how about we listen to Juan Aleman?
Yeah, well, for the Charger Bar, we're fortunate to have 3 good mares in that race. We're going to go with Kiss Through Fire, Astronomical, and College Scandal. So those are the 3 we're going to enter. And in the Dashingly, probably going to have Political Babble. That's what we have right now. That's at the moment.
And we're here right in front of the stall of College Scandal. What a great story she was last year. Ran pretty much the entire year in solid effort after solid effort from this talented filly. Now it's going to be a mare on the night of the Charger Bar.
Yeah, it's a step up for her. She's at that age now, so she turns 4. She's going to be facing the older mares. But the way she's been running, I think she'll be very competitive in there, and she likes the distance, going 400 yards. So she's got to face another 2 tough mares in my barn, but I think she'll be up to the task.
And one of those top mares is Kiss Through Fire. No horse at Los Alamitos last year won more stakes races than she did. She won 4 of them here at Los Al, including the Charger Bar last year. She's the defending winner of this race. And I know you were disappointed about the Las Damas. She ended up getting DQ'd in that race, but just a knockout star every time.
Yeah, well, she proved she was the best that night. Unfortunately, we got the DQ. It is what it is, you know. But she showed she was the best mare in the nation. And she comes back this year. You know, I can't say more about her. She's just very talented mare, and she's going to come and defend her title, you know, coming back to Sunday night. And
the horse that actually got moved up in the Las Damas, Astronomical, is a horse that's also in your barn.
Yes, this filly came into us from Oklahoma. Very appreciative of the owners that give me the opportunity to train her. She's a great filly. I mean, for making her first start from Oklahoma, new track, she impressed me. She's a nice filly, and she's very quick out of the gate, and she'll be tough on Sunday night. She's gonna she'll give my other two a run for the money. She's a nice mare.
And Los Alamitos announced that in 2022 we've expanded the schedule of stakes races for the fillies and mares. We're going to have 3 stakes races over $100,000 for the division. Also, the Las Damas next year will be $75,000. Plus, there's so many other big races for the filly and mare division. For a trainer like you that has so many top mares, talking to your owners, what has been the response?
Well, they're very excited for the new stakes schedule for the fillies and mares at Los Alamitos. You know, we're going to keep our mares here. We're going to run them here. Because of the lucrative stakes schedule for the fillies and mares this year coming in 2022. So yeah, a lot of good response. Looking forward to be running in these big races here, and very excited.
Thanks so much, and best of luck on this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, thanks to Juan Alleman. Always fun to have the defending champion, Kiss Through Fire, but you got College Scandal, Astronomical, Orlando, plenty of chances for the barn of Juan Alleman.
Yeah, and there's not too many mares that have defended the title in the Charger Bar Handicap. I know Quirky is a 2-time winner of this race, so we'll see how Kiss Through Fire does. As far as Aleman is concerned, the top age mare in the nation. We'll see what happens at the AQHA championships are announced later this month. Make that the month of January 2022. Of course, we're right there at the start of the new year, and just a really good group of runners in the Charger Bar Handicap.
Yeah, that's going to be on Sunday night. Let's talk about Saturday night. We don't have the entries just yet for Sunday, but we do have the probables for those 2 stakes events that we just showed you. But Saturday night, we'll talk about the opening leg, Orlando, just briefly. Interestingly enough, Adan Farias has contenders in both thoroughbred and quarter horse races this evening. And right before you jumped on, Orlando, I had both Christopher Wade and Mike Wrona, and guess what? They both went with Adan Farias trainees, and they went to the opening leg and the closing leg on Saturday's card.
Yeah, I heard the segments. Chris Wade went with Copowino's Best in the quarter horse feature later tonight, and Michael Wrona likes the second-time starter More Than Pegasus here in race number 1, and guess what? Adan Farias also likes his runners a lot going into the Saturday night program. More Than Pegasus, he noted how he thinks that this horse will improve. He mentioned that he doesn't try to work his horses too hard, but this horse has had some nice workouts as well, this filly. So looking for the improve. Actually had a chance to talk with Adan Farias, and he gave us some insight on More Than Pegasus, Copawino's Best, and also his 4th race contender, Nazari.
Saturday night, 10 races on tap, including 5 allowances. We're here with trainer Adan Farias. You'll be part of several of those allowance races on Saturday. We're here with Nazari, a horse that you claimed a few outs ago and ran in the $50,000 final, one of the top 10 horses at 1,000 yards. Now back in action from post number 1 against some really good allowance runners. Tell me about Nazari's chances, maybe the strategy going into that race.
Well, we got really lucky with this horse, claiming him for 62.5 and ran him for allowance and won the race. And that's why he had enough points to go in the $50,000 big stake race for the thoroughbreds. Now, in the allowance race, hopefully he drew really good. He drew the 1 hole. Hopefully his speed will hold on. And he's actually training really good. Hopefully we're looking for a win.
And you also have a horse making her second career start, More Than Pegasus, in race number 1. How do you see this runner doing second out?
I honestly think she could run. She's a nice horse. We worked her a few times. She worked decent. She had a bullet workout, and we ran her after that. She ran a strong second, and I think she set up pretty good for this race coming up.
And in race number 10, that's our feature event, one of the allowance events. And Copavino's Best, a horse that qualified to the Breeders' Derby last year, and now back in action against some tough allowance runners. How do you see this horse coming off of a nice victory as well?
That's a nice horse, Copavino. He's always been one of my better horses. I ran him in the trials of the PCQHR. We qualified in the finals. We didn't do as good as I wanted to. We didn't qualify for the Super Derby, but we ran him for allowance and ran a really strong race. He actually broke through the gates and still was able to win the race. And today, we're in tough, but he's going to show us how fast he really is.
And if you're putting a horse in the Super Derby trials, you know that you believe in this horse, right?
Exactly. We had high expectations on him, and just things didn't go our way.
Well, looking forward to a great Saturday night. Looking forward to a big meet here from the Farias barn, and it'll begins on Saturday, New Year's Eve night. Thanks so much, Adan.
Thank you.
Thanks to Adan. More Than Pegasus, 5-2 on the morning line. We saw that replay with Michael Wrona. A very, very good effort first time out. Looks like a main contender with any kind of improvement. Let's skip ahead to race number 4. That is where we land to the other contender for Adan Farias, and this is a very good allowance event. Orlando, there's Nazare, exits that $50,000 final. Even though he kind of flattened out, didn't have the speed to go with them. He was trying to keep up in the early stages, so he does have some speed. He draws the inside post. You got to think they're probably going to be aggressive here from that inside draw.
Yeah, and that's what Adan was telling me on Thursday morning, that they're going to try to take advantage of Nazare's speed, and they're going to try to, force the topic there in race number 4. They're going to go for the lead. That sounds like it's going to be the strategy with Nazare.
Their speed from Hot Pursuit is switching from the daytime mobile to the nighttime mobile. Did win at Del Mar back on November 26th. There's Stromador for Richard Baldus, another class dropper. But what do you make of Speed Pass, Orlando? Last time out, we saw him cut back to the distance for the first time. He kind of was finding his best stride late. By that time, it was too late because Proud Veteran was ultra sharp in that win, and Proud Veteran came back to win again.
Yeah. I mean, has Proud Veteran ever lost here? I mean, it seems like every race Proud Veteran is the winner whenever he goes out. So, yeah, a nice effort from Speed Pass in that outing. And I think this horse has that flexibility that, if he needs to challenge Nazare for the lead, I think he's capable of doing that. If he wants to just sit back and wait for the right time, I think that's a possibility as well with Speed Pass.
Yeah, that's going to be a very good allowance event to complete the early pick 4 sequence on Saturday night at Los Al. Let's look ahead to the quarter horse program of quarter horse portion of the program as the quarter horses begin in race number 6. But I want to focus on race number 8 because I know there's a horse that you kind of liked in this spot, and a horse that is coming off of a dead heat win.
Yeah, I really like the 3. The Kid's a Cowboy. Very impressed with this runner's workout back on November 16th. Really like this horse's size. He's really well put together. The Kid's a Cowboy. This is a half brother to Kitty Up Cowgirl, who's a Charger Bar Handicap winner herself. And we've seen a couple of other runners out of Kitty Up Cowgirl is the mother of the Kid's a Cowboy. So yeah, that's the same family of the Kitty Up Cowgirl. And this Kid's a Cowboy, a really well-bred, big size horse. Was very impressed with the workout, and then comes back and has a nice victory, dead heat, but with some trouble. I thought this horse ran really well, and we'll see him here at a post number 5 for trainer Jimmy Glenn Jr.
Yeah, you mentioned the mare Kitty Up Cowgirl. So number 5 horse, Kid's a Cowboy, he had a troubled start early on, but once he got rolling, Orlando, he kind of took a few strides after getting bumped to gather his rhythm, but then he finished with nice strides to get up for the win.
And this bloodline has always been really good, the longer the distance. And you can see the way that this Kid's a Cowboy just comes strong at the end, with a good start. There's no, this race is a pretty easy victory for the Kid's a Cowboy.
And I'll rewind this replay because the horse he dead heated with is Trick. Trick is in the same race on the outside on Saturday night, but Trick was number 4 horse that evening. And Trick also had some bumping at the start. He's in gate number 4. He's actually going to bump with this kid's a cowboy, the 5, right there. So Trick bumps again with the 3. But if right midway, Trick already has a little bit more an advantage, and then here comes the kid's a cowboy on the outside to dead heat for the win. So they both ran fairly well, but you can see that it appeared like the kid's a cowboy was finishing better in that race.
You gotta like the outside post for Trick, right? Is that one
Yeah.
thing that you really liked in this?
That I think that gives him an opportunity to at least get out to a better start. We'll see if he can take advantage of that outside post. There's Trick there on the outside for wasn't this a horse you liked a couple of times last season?
Yeah, I think I like this horse right around that September outing when he had a little trouble back on September 11th. But yeah, a pretty solid field. We have some really good allowance races on Saturday night. Out of the 10 races on Saturday, 5 of them are allowances, Jose.
Yeah, and there's very good competitive fields in those races. Let's take a look ahead towards race number 9. This is going to be another allowance for the quarter horses, 300 yards. You have Secret Eagle, who's coming off of coming out of 2 wins out of the last 4 starts, but coming out of sharp fields against the likes of Favorite Honey and Just Being a Friend. We saw what Just Being a Friend came back to do in that 2 million final.
Yeah, not only that, the race before that, running second to Tip of My Tongue, that was a trial to the Golden State Million Futurity, and Secret Eagle running second there, not being by too much, 3/4 of a length against a really good field. And we see the comment there was a little bit slow leaving, and then went from 6th to 3rd and continued to close ground, finish second in that race. So Secret Eagle, a pretty solid runner. I'm actually going to try to beat this horse with Need a Favor here from trainer Scott Willoughby's barn. This horse, another horse that had some problems leaving the gate, got bumped around a little bit at the start and did okay in that race. Some solid contenders. Chick's Interest is a pretty solid runner.
Well, remember Need a Favor way back on September 11th? That was a workout we absolutely loved. I remember showing this workout during the previous show. So we kind of were looking forward to her coming back to the races on September 25th. And that was a deceiving win because she only got win by a neck, but I think she could have won by a much larger margin. Then she got into trouble, and then she kind of got overlooked, Orlando, just around 5-2 that night from the rail on November 20th and got the job done. And then she got into trouble again. So I feel like she still hasn't shown off her true potential.
Yeah, we need a good start from Need a Favor here. She has that little bit of tendency to maybe not get those strongest starts, but we've seen the way she can close, and she's done it in some of those races. She definitely has some gas late in races.
All right, I'm going to show you a little bit of a long shot that I like in this race, and that's going to be the number 4 horse, Cumbia. Got the replay here for Cumbia. This is going to be on December 4th. Cumbia was the number 5 horse this night, and she was 18-1 against this field that included Just Another Commando, who was just coming off a win. But watch Cumbia from gate number 5 in this event. Juan Pablo Leon was aboard. And I like that she gets out and okay enough. She has shown the ability to break faster, but once Just Another Commando grabbed the lead from the outside, you can tell she was a little bit intimidated right here. She just didn't accelerate when that clear path wasn't as wide as it was. Just Another Commando was just too sharp that night. But Cumbia, I feel like she has the ability to break much better. She has shown it before. I think she deserves a little bit of a look here, given that she doesn't have a sharp runner like Just Another Commando immediately surrounding her. And she's 8-1 on Ed Burger's morning line. I think she can show some gate speed at a price.
You know what, Jose? You've been doing pretty good finding those long shots, in recent months. You love Doc Slam, and that was a nice victory there that you picked up. This horse is going to go off at a pretty good price. So if you're right, you're going to get a nice payout with number 4 Cumbia.
And Juan Pablo Leon has been aboard for both of her wins, so he seems to get along with her very well. So that's a look at a couple of horses we like in the 9th event. How about the 10th event? We talked a little bit about this one. Christopher Wade, he liked Copavino's best, Orlando. We saw that replay during that segment. He did something that we rarely see. quarter horses breaking to the gate, having to be reloaded, and still winning easily. And he did it that night. And he was maybe 3 to 5, 4 to 5 at the gate. Because of breaking to the gate, his price floated up. He still went off slightly favored at 2 to 1, but he got 2 to 1 that night.
And just super impressive because he just continued to open up with each passing stride on that night. So you have to be just extremely impressed. Adan Farias mentioned that how much he was liking this horse going into the PCQHRA Breeders' Derby, and the horse disappointed him a little bit there. Even though he was 60 to 1, Adan thought that maybe he had a chance to maybe hit in those top 3 spots, but then he showed us that ability on November 28th. It's a pretty solid horse, Copawino's best.
Yeah, he's definitely racing in very sharp form. He seems to be in the best form of his career. What about favorite Cartel Jess? What do you make of the time off for such a sharp point, Orlando? For him to be off since October, what do you make of it?
Well, I'm actually singling this horse in my late pick 4. I think this horse is 4-year-old. Going to be a 4-year-old horse. So very solid horse. We've seen what he's done at the grade 1 level in the Golden State Million Futurity, Los Al 2 Million Futurity. I would like to see what races he's paid into this year, because it sounds to me, Johnny Trotter, he loves to go, to point his horses to races like the Champion of Champions, the Super Derby, the Los Al Championship. I have a feeling that they're pointing this horse to the big races at his age division this year. So I'm not that worried about the time off. I think they won this horse, for those big races in 2022. And I love to see if he's paid into the Vessel's Maturity, the Winter Championship, and then go from there.
And I remember that night because Gulfstream 650 was coming out of a 3-length romping win against 16 claimers in a very fast time. So Gulfstream 650 was coming off of a much improved effort. He broke fast, better than Famous Cartel Jazz, but the late kick and class of Famous Cartel Jazz was too good that night, and he was able to catch that rival. Since then, Gulfstream 650 came back to win 2 110-yard allowances. So he defeated a sharp horse that night in Gulfstream 650. So Famous Cartel Jazz 75 on Ed Berger's morning line. Who do you think is the main threat? Do you think it's Baccarat Attack? Do you think it's Copaino's best? Maybe someone else in this spot?
I went with Famous Cartel Jazz, and while you were talking, I went ahead and I checked the website and looked at the horses nominated to those big races that I was mentioning, and he is nominated to the Winter Championship. Okay. He is nominated to the Vessel's Maturity. So looking forward to seeing this horse step up at that 8, at those grade 1 races for H horses. I actually went with my second selection, Copawino's best, and I rounded out my top 3 with number 8, Baccarat Attack. Very consistent from Baccarat Attack, ran 3rd to College Scandal in the PCQHRA Breeders' Derby. Also finished 3rd to Monopolis in that trial to the Breeders' Derby, and coming off of a nice 2nd place finish against Just Fortunate, and we'll see Just Fortunate in the Dashingly Stakes on Sunday night. This horse has run against some pretty solid horses. That's my 3rd selection in race number 10, Baccarat Attack.
Yeah, I actually made Baccarat Attack my top selection. Ever since his allowance win, he's been facing nothing but very good, classy runners. You see Favorite Colossus, you see Monopolis, you see College Scandal, you see Just Fortunate. So he's been duking it out with, classy runners ever since he got that allowance win back in May. So he hasn't really found that kind of so-so allowance field to get his get another one of those wins. I think he's still very competitive. I like where he's drawn towards the outside. He's surrounded by From Above and Cartel Fire too, who don't always break fast, don't always have a ton of speed. So I like where Baccarat Attack is drawn there in that featured event, that allowance for race number 10, going a distance of 350 yards. So that's a quick look at the program for Saturday night, and also kind of reviewing what horses we expect to be lining up for the Charger Bar and the Dashingly. We don't have the entries just yet, but that's a quick, brief look at what is coming up next. And Orlando, during the TVG program, we had someone come in through social media and asked, I played this horse because someone on the radio gave it out. And we were going, I was like, On the radio, usually I'm sleeping because I'm doing the night lines the night before up to 2 a.m. So that's my beauty rest. So I'm like, it was either Mike Wrona or Professor G. We got to the bottom of it, and it was Professor G. So nice job with the radio listeners taking your advice on a nice winner last week.
Yeah, that was on the Mike Willman show, Thoroughbred LA on Sunday mornings. Fortunate to join Mike every Sunday morning, and yeah, every once in a while, not too often, Jose, but we do find a winner every once in a while. You know me, I like to go for sneaky prices there, and was able to hit a winner there on last Sunday. I believe it paid $8.40 that night in race number 6. Impressive was the horse, if I remember correctly.
Intense.
That's right. But I remember how much it paid, $8.40 there for Keith Craig Mile doing the training, Diego Herrera up on last Sunday. So that was a nice win.
Yeah, so well done, and you can tune into those radio shows here in Southern California. You can also listen through the web, the replays as well. All right, Professor G, let us know what is coming up next as far as post times. Do you know post times for this week already or no?
Yeah, 6 p.m. for Saturday night. And I know Santa Anita, I believe they're going with 10 races on Sunday. So if that's the case, we'll probably be starting around 5:30 p.m. on Sunday.
All right. How's the weather forecast? Did we get any rain as of Thursday out in Cyprus?
Oh, yeah. It's been pouring pretty heavy. But fortunately, I think that's the end of it. I think we're going to have a nice little dry patch for the next several days. So, our track crew does a tremendous job with our racing surface, Rick Hughes and the entire crew there. So, I'm sure the track's going to be looking really good this weekend for some good, exciting racing action here at Los Al.
Professor G, I don't know what to tell you. What kind of bet did you make on these Dolphins? Because the Dolphins are unstoppable. Like, I keep looking up, and the Dolphins are just racking up wins. I mean, what did you do?
I told you at the beginning of the season. I told you how good this team was. They had to lose 7 games to get the right potion correctly, but in the end, they proved me right. They are who we thought they were, Jose. To quote Danny Green, the former head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, they are who we thought they were. So they've been facing some okay competition. They've been kind of getting lucky there, facing some backup quarterbacks and all. But they got some 2 pretty tough games coming up. Kind of the revenge game against Ryan Tannehill, our former quarterback there against Tennessee. But I think we're gonna match up well. The way the defense is playing, they're just so lights out right now. Very aggressive. Love the game plans that they're putting together, and we just need to score just enough points to get that victory this Sunday. And after that, we get our big rivalry game against New England Patriots. So at home, and nothing I like better than beating the New England Patriots. Every season. So. We already got 1 win over them. Let's see if we can sweep the schedule for this year against the Patriots.
These Dolphins are on fire. I mean, they're beating whoever's in front of them. You can't say, hey, they've been whoever's in front of them. They've been beating. And shout out to George Duarte. I ran into him. He's like, hey, don't talk about the Raiders no more because I feel like we're in a good run. I'm like, I'm the one hyping them up. What are you talking about? I'm the one on the Raiders. So the Raiders also. The press box is a happy place to be with the Raiders and Dolphins winning right about now. It's a good place to be.
Yeah, and if we both make the playoffs, we're gonna have a pizza party up here, Jose. You're invited.
That's true. I'll crawl my way into the press box and get some pizza. Professor G, thank you as always for everything, and we'll see you out there at Los Al this weekend.
Thanks so much, Jose. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Horse racing fans, the fun and excitement of horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. We're open daily for simulcasting, and our live quarter horse and thoroughbred meet continues every Saturday and Sunday night. And sports fans, make Burgarts at Los Alamitos a big part of your Sundays, as our new sports bar and wagering room now features the NFL Sunday Ticket. Root on your favorite football team plus cheer on your favorite racehorse at Burgarts. Plus, we're continuing to offer our popular $10,000 Pick 6 promo with the NFL Sunday Ticket now at Burgarts. Live nighttime horse racing action, and of course, our $10,000 Pick 6 promo. Get your admission tickets at the gate or online at losalamitos.com. We look forward to seeing you at Los Alamitos.